Yeah, I'm about to share it too.
That's so
We
weird.
are live.
Woo! Hello, hello, hello. We are live. It is Sunday, October 3rd. It is 4:30. We are on time today. It's time for your Chatter Up Women. We are here to spread the tea of love and marriage Huntsville. I'm going to play our intro and then we're going to get into it. Y'all ready?
Go Chiefs!
Let's go. At least she got some friends that'll rescue her. Would y'all rescue me?
What you mean?
If they was coming to get me, would y'all come tell me and let me know?
I don't mess with the Fed. Let's be clear.
Y'all
Literally caught.
And look. It
sounds weird, I know, but I didn't get the feeling that I was talking to like a trash whore, low down type person.
Yeah. Really? She was just a young girl. Is it playing? Karen.
Kenya was not a video vixen.
Okay.
Kenya was a scholar.
Y'all be sure to vote for Kenya.
Never a scholar.
She's a scholar to this day.
She is a scholar even to this
and
day.
Y'all better vote for her on Dancing with the Stars. I think it's 21423 or something like that. Text Kenya or vote on the ABC app. She's doing really well.
You can vote 10 times on your phone.
She's doing good.
Times online.
So what was the bottom two argument?
It would the bottom two.
Well, they don't go in any order. They just call names.
What I heard.
Yeah, they don't go in any order. So I don't know why people were thinking that. On Dance with the Stars, they don't tell you. The top person could be called last. Hey, Toria. Hi, Velma. Hold on, let me put that stuff up. Callie, you want to show your thing real quick that you made? You want to show it later?
Hi, ladies.
This a partial painting. It's been a weekend of projects for my daughter and I, and we're making a Chatter Up poster thing.
It's beautiful, and let me say, put.
You moved it too fast.
Yeah, they didn't get to see it.
And it's not like we really did this from birth. We went and bought one and painted over it.
Turn it. There we go. That's it. It's beautiful. He's making me one. I think I just
specific to Joy and me and Montique and Chatter Up.
And Chatter Up, and you all too. Thanks for joining us. And I have my let me see if I can get it on the thing. Hold on, I hate that it's back. My Let's Pray mug. We're going to pray about love and marriage Huntsville because a lot of things went down. It was season 3, episode 11. Now I pronounce you depressed. Was the title?
Oh, was that the title?
That was the title. I now pronounce you depressed. So it starts off, I think, with Kimmy, and this is where my notes start, telling Maurice about Destiny and how she was mad or then the circumstances. Do y'all agree with that when she was mad at Tiffany saying she was going to drag her?
You know what? I made a lot of notes.
Yeah, me too.
I'm team Destiny, and here's why.
Okay.
So Destiny told her husband that she thinks it was overboard.
You mean Kimmy?
I can't be changing who I am. No.
Oh, Tiffany.
Yes.
I got you.
Told her husband. She thought she was overboard. Melody said you were doing a little bit too much. I don't think she was, because this was not her first encounter with the Tiffany.
Okay. With Team Too Much Tiffany?
Pretty prepped.
With Transparent Tiffany, as she calls herself? Right. What about you, Joy? Oh, go ahead, Kel. I thought you were done. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
The only thing that I picked up on is that the girl wasn't Tiffany wasn't talking to Destiny at all. She was actually talking to Tish, and she jumped in to defend Tish or to give her opinion on what she was saying to Tish.
Right.
And then she responded off of that. To me, it wasn't her business. And for her to even jump, Tisha could defend herself. If she was offended, then Tish should have told her I was offended. And then later when she asked her, was she okay? She was like, girl, we good.
We good.
So
yes.
she was defending something that didn't even need defense. That's the issue that I have with Destiny. Destiny is the girl triggered her when she inadvertently put out there about her husband. And look, we've all watched enough reality show to know that sometimes we don't know what's happening behind the scenes.
Right.
So it appears to me that Destiny was a little paranoid because she's on this girl tough. Now, I'm not saying that every time that she's interjected that it was a legitimate situation, but it wasn't always hers. And that's the issue that I have. So it appears that Destiny has a problem with Tiffany. Now, I'm not saying that Tiffany doesn't read the room right.
Yes.
I agree with what her gripe is with her, but it's really Destiny that has a problem with her. It's not the other way around, because anytime the opportunity allows itself, she's ready to attack.
Anytime the opportunity allows itself for Tiffany to run her mouth about a situation she doesn't need to, she does.
Okay, so I'm not. Look,
yeah, that's true too.
I'm not protecting Tiffany. I'm not defending Tiffany. I agree.
When Destiny brought that up again, and she was talking about, so did you go and you went to the marriage to the counselor without him knowing in advance? As if, how dare you? Which was a perfect time for anybody to say, isn't that how you did your wedding? I mean, so you're trying to call Tisha out about going to this thing unannounced. You did the exact same thing. But I was all in, whether she had to say it or not. It definitely made sense.
But I think he had an inkling.
You're calling her out for something that you did yourself.
But I think her husband had an inkling of they were going to get married. And because, she was supposedly the holdup. Whereas Marseau had no idea. He just was thinking he was going on a drive, and they ended up in counseling. I mean, right?
Ain't nothing right about either situation.
So when
he said lunch, I thought he said lunch. He was
going to the park. You know what I mean? And now we're in the same council that Martell went to. Okay, so it's like, what is going on? We got some stuff.
I'm not defending.
Tish gave her a look if she wanted her to say something. When they asked, was this good? She said, yes, I did a bad time. So therefore, Destiny was right. Tish's husband had a problem with it.
Therefore, Destiny was right. Tisha's husband. To me, it's not a right or wrong situation.
But it is.
Because to me, Tiffany that girl don't know how to read a room.
She's wrong on everything.
It's almost like she was placed there. I was listening to an interview that Nene did. She was placed there to cause trouble. That's the reason why she's placed there.
That's why they like her.
Placed there really to make friends, so to speak. That's what. And I remember Nene saying that your whole thing was to snitch.
Yeah,
because there's a group of people, in reality TV that want to beat the system, beat their system, but somebody has to throw them off. That's what it appears. And when I mean beat the system, like there are codes within our reality TV. People could get together and say, look, I know this is going on, but don't mention this.
Don't talk about it. Right.
Like that has happened, they said, with housewives, particularly of, I think it was
Beverly Hills.
Beverly Hills.
Yes.
Where it was a lot of lawsuits going on. And they had all got together, and it was like it affected 2 or 3 women at the time. And they agreed that no matter what happens this season, we're not going to mention it. And they stuck to it. Well, when reality shows start to get like that, they also start to get boring. And so they sometimes send people in to break that up.
And that's Tiffany.
And I think that's Tiffany. Because, by the way, Nene had accused Cynthia of doing it.
Really?
Because there were certain, at some point, your storyline, you shouldn't be there. You're wondering, I like Cynthia. Cynthia seems like of all the women walked away unscathed, only would walk away better. No scars, no battle scars. She presented herself well and never really acted the donkey. That ain't her. That was not her personality. But she was boring on its face.
Yeah. People didn't like that about her.
Way past her time to be in on this show. So when that was Nene's, she didn't go into explanation like that, but she flat out said that she was there to snitch. Those were her exact words.
I just want to know what happens when the tables are turned on Tiffany and when someone presents something to her at the wrong time, how she will react. Then I think I can say, oh, Tiffany was wrong. But until that happens, I think she's just not able to read a room.
I don't think this group of girls operate like that. Tisha did, but she was motivated by a little jealousy and hatred toward Melanie.
Yes,
because I'm totally convinced that she's the one that leaked those pictures of Ariane. Totally.
Oh, yeah.
Because I don't know if I've told y'all this story before. Yeah.
Yeah. The picture she showed was what.
Those are the exact pictures that Melanie showed her. Mm-hmm. And I've talked about this in groups. Somebody popped up in my inbox and sent them to me. I had no idea whoever that person was closed that Facebook account, and I posted it in one of those groups, and I felt so bad because all I kept thinking is these are like real people,
right? This ain't real life. Like it's beyond
the picture. But people kept inboxing me trying to get the pictures. I was like, y'all leak this, that's on y'all, because I wanted my hands.
Yeah, you gonna wash your hands. Yeah, so do you think that Destiny is jealous of their friendship, Tiffany's friendship? No, I don't either.
No. Look in the washroom.
I just think her and Tiffany just ain't meshing.
Yeah. Okay. And Destiny's time is ticking there.
Oh, yeah.
I totally believe that. You can't have. Well, it's one thing reality show producers can't stand, and Carlos King, he gives interesting TV, but he's also quite scandalous.
Yeah,
is to be sucker punched on reality TV, because I'm sure he would have liked to know that at the very least that they were separated or going through a divorce, to pop on first episodes just to say, boom,
right,
divorce. They hate that kind of stuff. I mean, just to kind of put it, Kenya was fired because of that.
Yeah. But because she wouldn't share her marriage. But then I feel like Erica Jane never shared her marriage and she was okay. It just seems like they picked.
I think he popped in enough periodically to make it okay. Like, he may walk by, kiss her,
walk by the game.
Yeah, Mark, the first season,
refused.
He refused, other than the last episode.
Right.
When she had that party, he just kind of popped up.
And I think that's why Sun didn't get her diamond, because in the first time, because she wouldn't show her kids. Like, they will punish you.
They couldn't show. You can't have. It's the same situation with LaToya.
Yeah, she didn't either.
You can't be a housewife and can't show your house.
And that's what happened.
At least,
So you think that? Do you think now that you said that? Do you think she's just acting out so she can stay on the show, like creating drama?
Possibly, because I bet you.
Victoria doesn't know about Destiny. So Destiny was married to LeBaric.
Correct.
Yeah.
For how long?
I don't even think it was a year.
And they were friends with Martell, and then they all became friends with everyone else. Yeah. And then when she came to film this season, she wasn't married anymore.
Correct.
Yeah. So she's not married anymore.
She just popped up. Won't talk about it.
And she won't.
If you notice, she won't even. You at least talk about it. She won't even talk about it.
And I think when Marseau said that last week about what did you do to make that man leave, I think he was trying to get her to say something about what happened, and she still didn't talk about it. Yeah. You know what I mean? So
one thing I wanted to say before we get off of her, Tiffany said, which I thought was okay. Tiffany said to her husband that she wants people to stop trying to change who she is.
Right.
I get that. No one should try and change who you are, which that's not what Destiny's doing. No one's trying to do that. What they would like for her to change is giving her opinion about somebody else's marriage and about somebody else's relationship. That's what did you remember when she made that comment to her husband? Please stop trying to. No one's trying to change you. We're trying to get you to stop going in on other people's relationship, bringing up topics that you know nothing about. You don't even know these girls.
She don't know them well enough, right?
Yeah, so
I will say this.
She thinks that Martell knows why they broke up.
I'm sure.
He does.
I'm sure he does.
Yeah.
It's no doubt in my mind that he does. And I can guarantee you that production asked him to ask.
Yeah.
Well,
He has a relationship with LeBerry. Now, whether or not they have come up with some kind of agreement that she can't mention, that may be true.
That could be it.
And then Melody said, now y'all know I love me some Melody, I always have, always will. But she said to Destiny that, well, even before Tiffany made her comment, she said Destiny was giving all these facial expressions.
She was, though.
And all that. But
Yeah.
so was Melody.
Yeah, but she didn't interject though. Like, not only did she give faces,
the same looks before any words were said. They were both giving the look to Tiffany, like, what are you talking about? How are you interrupting and saying that about somebody else's marriage? So I thought that was a little bit hypocritical because she went completely in on what Destiny was doing, which was exactly what she did.
Well, what she said to Destiny was not, I'm not trying to defend Tiffany. I'm trying to make sure that you don't turn into a person that you're not. That's what she said to Destiny. Like, you're not mean, but you're coming across that way. You're not this person that you're going to be portrayed on TV. So I don't know if she's trying to.
I agree with
remember. That. So I think that's what she said she was doing.
That was really my point, is that she's acting like a dog with a bone toward her. And I'm not saying that she doesn't have a reason. That's not my argument. All I'm saying is, anytime it's going to be negative towards Tiffany, it appears that Destiny is going to jump on a bandwagon in defense or to defend the situation.
Especially when she's talking about dragging people. I was like, oh, Lord, it ain't even a draggable offense. I don't think it was that deep.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't even about you.
I don't think Tisha understood what they were saying because
that's possible.
That's true.
Because Tisha, y'all ain't right. Because Tisha looked at Destiny and she said, bitch, jokingly. You know, I think you must don't understand that she's defending you right now.
Yeah,
she understood that part, but
I don't think she.
I don't know what.
Who's her friends? Who did she hang around before this show?
Her mama,
her family.
She didn't hang around nobody else. So then Tish. Okay, so Tish and Marcel have the conversation about the insecure thing, and he says to her, "Would you listen to someone who isn't married about a marriage advice? Which is to someone with bad business about business advice? Why are you listening to these people?" So can a person?
That's definitely not true.
That's my question. Can you listen to someone? Hold on. Hey Felicia, how are you?
The best person to talk to about a business is somebody that had a failed one,
right? Because they can tell you what, and a failed marriage too. Right. They can tell you where they went wrong. You know what I mean?
I think Melody was right in trying to get Marcel to stand up at the chapel, and
I don't know. I don't know.
Was right to do that?
I don't think so. I'm about to ask a question on that too.
It's kind of a catch-22.
Yeah,
because I'm not going to say that Melanie or all of them were right or wrong, but if you cared even a little bit about Tisha, you wanted him to stand up. Because you can see that she was hurting. Like, come on, Marceau, let's do this.
Victoria, we see you.
Well, she should not say anything. Okay, we're coming. Go ahead, Joy. We'll read that in a minute.
So it works on both ends. Tisha shouldn't have did it. I agree. It shouldn't have happened. She shouldn't have let Tiffany push her to do it. I think they thought it was romantic, but they also may not have known the backstory. It's really kind of it's all a jacked up situation.
Yeah, Antoinette, not a draggable offense. No. So she said, so she should not say anything and allow Tiffany to shade her and disrespect her. I feel like what Tiffany said was shade, and it seemed very condescending. I'm surprised well, they did attack. If you're in those love and marriage groups, they do not like Tiffany. So you have to get in
because she's doing too much.
Tweet Carlos because last night Huntsville was #2 trending. And he said, it's on, y'all. Tell me what you think. You have to read it one after another. Hold on. We got like Tiffany. I like
okay.
You don't like Tiffany. Take them off the show.
right.
After another.
So let's get into it because Felicia is saying. So Marceau told her, she didn't want to surprise him again, thank the Lord. But I don't want to do this in public. I want it to be private because of our friends. They're all going through divorces. They're all in different situations. I think it'll kind of complicate things. I just want it to be me and you. So do you think when he told her that she should have just changed the plan?
Yes.
I don't even think they should have went to the chapel. What do y'all think?
Shouldn't have went.
Definitely,
she said it was already paid in advance. It doesn't matter. It
don't matter.
Ignore it. She shouldn't have went.
Because he did. You're right, Felicia. He told her.
Who really wanted to see Tiffany and this man get married?
Nobody.
Announced. Get her out of here.
And apparently they had just renewed their vows. By the way. And this is so confusing.
Say it one more time.
That they just renewed their vows.
Who did?
Tish and Martell.
Really?
They did a destination one somewhere. It was in front of
in private.
Yeah. And I can't remember what it was, but if memory served, they said it was their 15th, their 10th anniversary. But this one said they were 15. So I was a little confused about that because she also said it was like 2 years ago. So I was confused about that. But she posted pictures of it.
I think I don't remember. I'm gonna have to go back and look.
If you look at Huntsville
group, in a really bad position.
He's in one of the groups. He posted.
Yeah, I see him in one of the groups. Okay, I have to go look.
He actually posted it earlier this week because people were talking about it bad. Like, I know you're not going to leave her at the counter. And he had already, at the counter, at the altar. So,
Antoinette said it was their 10th anniversary. And this may be why he wanted to wait to the 25th, because they just did it on the 10th. And so it's just, and Antoinette said all the families were there. Right. So did y'all remember when you were talking and you were saying everybody was kind of, I guess, egging him on just to say something? And Martell said, Tish expressed her love for her husband. It would be amazing if both of them felt the same way. How great their marriage would be.
Yeah.
So it seems like a lot of people do feel like Marceau does not appear to be in love, in as much love with Tish as she is with him. But maybe he's just not an expressive type of person.
Right.
I don't think he is. I wonder what his sign is.
We need to find that out because that matters. So Latoya said when they were talking, to me, it's like he dismissed her feelings on them. I want to talk about that too. On them spending more time together. He justified by talking about generational wealth. And the way I want to talk about this is probably different than what y'all do. But I put this in red because it's funny how people understand Marceau being away from his kids to build generational wealth.
October 17th, he a Virgo.
But don't understand Melody doing the same thing.
I got you.
And so it's like she's a mom and she can't do it, but he's away from his family and it's okay. So I don't understand.
It ain't right.
It's not right.
That was a Libra.
Yeah, so it's not right. So what do y'all think about him just kind of dismissing her, saying, well, I'm not with y'all, not because I don't want to be, but because I want to make some money? Is it worth, do they need that much money? Is it worth not being around your kids, especially if your wife is crying, telling you she wants you to be there?
But it's such a hard conversation. I think that some of the crying Tish does could be avoided by her maybe listening and respecting what he wants. And I'm not one for necessarily.
I know it.
But in this case, he's trying to be honest with her and say, "Come on, I don't want to do this in the public eye."
That's right.
They're on a reality show, so he maybe took the wrong side gig if he didn't want to be in public. But I understood him, and I think that Tish should bring some of the tears on herself.
And Tish, to me, it seems like he has to talk to her like her father. Like when they were in the bed, I was like, he sounds like a daddy to his child. And she's like, well, I got to work on doing it. I don't know. Their dynamic sometimes. I don't know. I don't get it.
And she said the last year she feels like he doesn't want to be around her. And she thinks it has a lot to do with all the rumors of him cheating.
Mm-hmm.
Don't put yourself in those situations. Who cares what they say? It's their relationship, and I hate to see it.
Yeah,
I tend to side a little bit with Martell. Marceau, because
Are you shocked about that, Montique?
Let's see what she got to say first.
That I'm always defending the men.
But that's your position. You need somebody to do that. That's why we are good.
I'm gonna tell you why, though,
and that's also why I'm divorced. Okay.
5 years ago, before this show started, Martell was a manager at a movie theater.
Marceau?
Marseau, yeah.
Okay, I got you.
Martell, maybe it was 6 years ago, but it wasn't far from it. Martell and Mel kind of pushed them to leave those jobs to pursue this career in real estate and commercial whatever, and
is that how Schultz was made?
And this show, huh?
Is that how the Schultz business was made?
Correct.
Okay.
And have this show. And I think when you are in a situation where you know what it's like to struggle, and I wish that they had shown that scene at the beginning of the season that they cut really bad, that made it look like Tish was crying when they were at that release party for their champagne.
Yeah.
The Ready to Love cast was there.
Yeah.
Martell said they were crying. She was crying because they were just talking about just such and such years ago how they were struggling to make ends meet.
Right. It wasn't a good girl. Yeah.
And that, if you think about it, y'all, they haven't bought that big house yet. They haven't even gotten to that place yet. So I think that Marceau may be working hard right now because he doesn't know how long this train is going.
And that's what I said about Melody, but you didn't agree with me when I said that about her, but we're going to get into that.
I don't have a problem with what we're going to get to that part, but I don't have a problem with her jumping on a bandwagon, jumping on all these opportunities, but you don't leave your kids with babysitters.
Why not?
Oh, okay.
That's like school is a babysitter. When we go to work, who watches our kids? The school, that's a babysitter.
Yeah,
when I go on a business trip and I don't have my child with me, or I have somebody traveling as a nanny, that's a bababysitter. I don't see
but you only do that because her father is unavailable, correct?
But they're not together.
But are you telling me that if her father is saying, "Oh, you ain't gotta leave him with no babysitter, I got him"?
Well, I'm gonna tell you why I wouldn't. Because if you have a divorce decree, listen, and if he can prove, she don't even have a way to keep our kids because when she go out of town for work, she has to rely on me. That gives the court system more pause to say, even when she's not there, he needs to keep them all the time because she can't even find someone to watch her kids when she's at work. That can play against her in court. So she's actually being smart.
What's wrong with that? Y'all act like it's something wrong
because she wants not him to have full custody of her. She wants to keep custody. Also, let me say this. Say I'm on a trip and I want to take my kids so I can see them. Right. Felicia, thank you. You're the only one I seen it. He can take those kids from her.
But what's wrong with that?
She wants her kids. Maybe you don't care, but she does. That's up to her.
Look, sometimes, and it happens. Sometimes,
oh my God,
that when you're
he ain't at work, go to work. He needs to go to work.
Nobody, it's not just about work. It's not even like she has a 9 to 5. She's doing shows and events, and there's nothing wrong with that. But there's also nothing wrong with being selfless and saying, okay, I'm just not in the position today to be the best parent because I don't care what you say. Leaving them with, it's going to be the same situation if you're leaving them with babysitters for 12 hours a day because you're going to perform.
But she has traveling babysitters. She's there with them.
Medical event.
Okay, school is a babysitter. I'm gonna tell you why I say this. When COVID went down, all the people was like, I need school to open because I need somebody to watch my kids while I'm at work.
Excellent.
School is a
he don't even want to do that. That was one of the few things that he requested. If y'all remember, one of the things that, because see, this isn't new to me, that he wants his kids. One of his arguments while they were going through the divorce was, y'all have to remember this. Remember, he was like, I don't want my kids homeschool so you can run them around this country. They need to be in a place at school, going to school, and come. They need some kind of consistency. And that was one, but that was his argument.
I can feel that, but I don't think that
but
when
that's his point. That now,
when she's out of town,
they're not in school right now. I don't know what happened in August when school started in Huntsville. But I know that was his big argument, is that it's easy to float your children around during COVID because everybody was working from home. So they could go to Atlanta and stay there for months on end or every week. She can't do that now. They actually have to be at school from this time to this time. That was his argument. I don't know how this was so foreign. And then you got people saying that
it's
he's
not
trying to get child support. I don't think this is about child support. This ain't no dude.
Yeah, right. That's what he wants full custody for child support.
Who's going to keep the kids when he's working?
Is he not going to work? Why has he got so much time? Does he not need to go to work? Go to work.
You know that I know
he needs to be on the hustle like she
no
is.
Different than any other housewife. Every time he show up on that screen, he get paid.
But what I'm saying is, must not be getting paid enough. If he go to work,
how you figure?
Go to work.
You don't know if he's going to work.
But I doubt he can work full time and raise his kids full time without a babysitter. Right? He gonna have a babysitter sometime.
He sold the 40 acres. That we do know. Y'all remember how much he was going for?
You know how much money he got? None. That's why he's wearing Geronimo clothing.
No, that's not true. The 40 acres they sold, they had to split it 50-50. Okay, that was in their divorce decree. That was one of the reasons why.
And he still need to go to work.
But I'm just saying, I'm not arguing that. Whether or not he's going to work, y'all don't know where he work or not.
Well, he seems to have so much time to babysit the kids. Go to work, Martell. I don't agree. Melody, do not do this because he will take your kids. He will take your kids. You do not want him to take your kids. I'm gonna say this: if I'm a working mom and I'm on the road or whatever, when I come home, I want my kids. I don't want to have to go get them from him because he watching them while I've been away. I don't want to have to fool with him, and that could be why she don't want.
They've been there 3 days with somebody else.
But how do you? She may be with them. I think she has a traveling babysitter because it seems like she's always there. Well, maybe that's why she's doing it now. She's getting all the stuff she can do now because that's what I'm gonna say about her is she strikes while the iron is hot.
Let me
right now she has the time to do it.
Did Antoinette? What did they say about this?
Money don't last if you're not working. Right, you've got to invest in work. What's this? He has what Antoinette say? Where?
I thought she had mentioned something about the babysitting too, but I'm just trying to get a feel for what are they saying?
She was saying teachers aren't babysitters, and I agree. But what I'm saying is when kids were not, when the COVID was out and people were still having to go to work, they were like, I need my kids to go to school. I got to go to work. And a lot of teachers were saying, look, we are not your babysitters, but that's what people treat them as babysitters while they go to work. I don't think it's right, but that's what was happening during COVID is what I'm saying, Antoinette. Okay, what else I got? My phone done went black, y'all. So anybody else got anything? Why does Destiny always think that Maurice and Kimmy want her? Oh, I got to show that picture. When they was at the wedding thing and they was talking about renewing the vows and stuff, and she was like, I see Maurice and Kimmy looking at me.
Did she say that?
Yes, y'all got to go back and watch it.
I must, because I missed a lot.
That's why I was like, I got some. Okay, so here's what Callie put. So here's a little parody.
What do you mean I put? That was sent to me. Thank you very much.
So it's look at Ariel. How did they do his arms like that? That looks so real. That's coleslaw, and then Destiny is with what's his name?
Destiny's with Jalen, and Destiny broke her arm or something because it's completely missing.
I thought that was too fun. Hold on, we got some more comments. Hold on. No.
I have.
So she says she's not a living babysitter that she has. What do you mean she's not a living babysitter? I don't know what you're saying. Teachers are, but they... I mean, that's how people feel. I don't think it's right or true or should be, but that's how people feel. They're watching their kids while they're teaching their kids while they're at work.
You know you're right. I mean, that's right.
Yeah.
And I think COVID proved that when everybody was home with COVID.
Yeah,
they wanted school.
I don't think it's right.
This whole episode is a trip.
So let's see. Marceau compared himself. Okay. Oh, Mel's looking forward to him moving on. Do y'all believe that? Okay, so what was it about? They went to go eat, and Martell was like, and Mel was like, "Oh, you never know. I'm gonna get married again," and it could be Mel. Why does he say stuff like that?
Because they talking. Because
if he could have her back, he would take her back. That's why he says stuff like that, and he wants her to know it. That's what I think.
What do you think?
And every chance she gets, any argument there is, she gonna find a way to say,
I would too,
and
though.
you want me anyway, and you was trying to creep in my room, or you begging me to come back, or it's so weird.
Yeah. It's because they on the show, Joy. You got to.
When people are looking forward for you to move on, then you don't constantly keep reminding them that they're looking back.
Okay, and that's exactly how it would be if Martell had them kids full time. He would always bring up the fact that Melody is not doing something that a mother's supposed to do. So it's no different, but you have to be willing to
I'm not. I hope he wouldn't do that, but I don't think that he would.
I think he would.
What?
But today he posted something today talking about.
But she's the one that does do it. I mean, if it did, it would be a comeback. I mean, anytime. I can remember a couple of occasions. One, I know at a beach where Melanie went to a beach and had no problem saying, instead of saying, hey, the such is in the shores or Destin or wherever they are in Alabama, she was like, week 3. That was her.
What does that mean?
What does that mean?
In other words, because her and Martell had 2 weeks each. She had 2 weeks.
Oh.
And then he had 2 weeks.
Okay.
So she was letting us know that Martell
is missing weeks.
He's missing a week.
So is that why she don't know if he's gonna be a babysitter that's gonna be reliable if he's missing weeks?
Thank you.
I mean,
I'm just asking a question. I mean, I don't know.
Look, if you go back and listen to what he actually said, I don't think it was unreasonable. And to me, this is no. Let me finish.
What did he say?
What he said.
Right. That's
what he said was, look, man, all I'm doing is asking that if you need a babysitter, that you at least call me first. And if I'm available, then we could do it like that. So he's saying, let me be the first person. Instead of calling a babysitter, just call me. And if I'm available, then you could bring them over. If they not, then you'll have to go with. That's all he was
with me that he was reliable. So she needs to check with him before she go out of town to see if he's available. And then
Martell knows that she is away traveling, building her life 70% of the time. I think is what he said. He's not slick. If there was any chance of her calling him every time, then he would end up spending more time with that, and he would throw her under the bus every chance he gets. He's proven that. He's called her a whore. He's called her a side chick. He takes his opportunity to put anything out there negative about her. So he's not the only one that is on the hot seat for doing negative stuff, which he clearly is. But he also is wearing his son's clothes. So what can we expect? I'm sick of him.
Well, anyway, I don't think that it would be unreasonable. To me, that should never have been an argument. If your children's father, if he's a bad guy, he's a bad guy. But if he's a good guy, I would hope that if something happened to my husband and I, that I could call him up and say, hey, could you watch Amina this weekend? I need to do X, Y, and Z. I would have to me, you should call their father first. Now,
not every time. I would maybe sometimes,
I don't think he meant every single. I mean, maybe he did, but I'm just saying. I don't think it would have been.
Trying to get paid.
It would have been a bad thing for Mel to say, "Oh, okay."
Let me ask you a question.
I just don't see anything.
I want to ask people a question. So the people who think that Mel should not get a babysitter, but call Martell first, can y'all type that in? And then the people who think that she's doing the right thing, can you say she's doing the right thing?
I mean, I would rather for that to happen than they have to go back to court. To me, I think it's selfish to say I don't want to do that, but I would rather call a babysitter to watch my kids.
But what if the babysitter is with them, like she's got someone who travels with her?
I think that's slightly different.
Okay.
If you have somebody that you're going to, I don't know, she's going to perform in Atlanta. And
right.
It's on a weekend and it's her weekend and she wants to give more I don't think it's selfish of her to bring somebody along. So I don't think that's the issue.
Okay. That's what I would think was going on.
I don't think that that's the issue. But I don't see anything wrong with her also calling him back and say, look, something came up I wasn't aware of, because it's not like these gigs pop up the night before.
Mm-hmm.
If they happen to fall on her week, it's nothing wrong with her saying, just a heads up, I don't know if you'll be available this day and this day to take the kids, because I have to do a mimosa somewhere, a meal with mimosas, whatever.
Right.
And he say, oh, no, I won't be able to do that. Or yes, I'll be able to do that. To me, that's what co-parenting is. Sometimes there really is something legitimately happening in the middle of some kind of custody agreement or weekend.
Yeah, that's true.
If you happen to have a family and your weekend happens to be Christmas and Thanksgiving, maybe you'll say, hey, can you take, maybe I could keep it for Thanksgiving because I wanted to go up to my mother's in Detroit. Can I take them? I know that's your weekend, but I was hoping that we could switch and maybe you can have them for Christmas or vice versa. I don't see anything.
I don't see nothing wrong with that.
I think if you got the kind of spouse that you could call up and say, hey, what's wrong with that? So I just don't see, and to me, for a parent to say, it's almost like a punishment when they're asking. This ain't a situation where he ain't gonna always be available.
I think this is the reason, though. He will try to take them kids from her. I do not think.
I still think it's worse. If
I don't think she should do it. She don't want him to,
and he'll have to take her back to court. That's what right now they have a verbal agreement. And I think it's on paper. That's working.
Yeah, it's on purple. Yeah.
That's working for them. And all he's asking is, look, hit me up.
But if he can prove that when she goes somewhere, she always relies on him. The only way I would do it is if I got something in writing saying that this is what he wants me to do and he's not going to try to take my kids from me. Because I feel like he is doing
this. They share them 2 weeks
to hurt her. But what you're saying is, say she had to go somewhere, and every time she did, she called him, then he would have them more.
So let's just say that out of 52 weeks of the year, okay, and they have them every other week. Of the 52 weeks of the year, 24 of them, 24 of them she has. And of the 24 sets of weeks, at least every other month, she has to call him and say, hey, X, Y, and Z, can you do this, that, and the third? So he says yes. If they realize that in the course of that, she really only spent 12 weeks with the kids versus
but the half of the 52.
24,
right?
What is wrong with him saying, Melanie, maybe it's best for right now while your career is on this upturn that the kids stay with me full time. Whenever you in town, whenever you settle, come get these kids. I guarantee you, if he a man, take care of 4 kids, he gonna beg for a break.
Okay,
so he will.
Here's something that we
I just don't see anything.
I don't think he would take the kids or anything like that, like Amber Alert-ish. I don't think he would do that. But I feel like for me, what I was thinking, because when I see him, she always has the kids with her. I
wouldn't think so.
And that's why she showed them, like, I might be on the road, but I do have someone watching them and I take them with me. If that's what she's doing, then no, she don't need to get a babysitter. She needs to keep taking them with her.
We haven't talked about. We don't know if this is even something that has come up yet. But it's not really just about dropping off the kids with Martell. Martell now has a 5th child. What agreement has been worked out between Melody and that mother and the kids all coming together? That has to go in there somewhere in the conversation, because he's a good father, we're assuming, and that he's with all of them. Do they even know each other yet? So it's not always, it might sound easy to just say that, call the father, but the father is not just the father. The father is the father to more than her kids and has other things going on that Melody doesn't know anything about. So
and that's fine. All he's asking is to be the first one to call. He's not saying that every time that she calls, he's going to take her. He's not saying that.
Okay, Joy.
He's just not saying that.
Why don't he get the other child?
Let me be the first. Let me be the first to be able to take those kids. It's not like he gonna be available. If you think a single man generally,
we're talking about Martell,
4 kids, 365 days. It's mothers.
So do you think he's doing this just for show? Because I think he's doing it on the show to try to make it seem like she's not with them.
No, I'm saying that when Melanie is home, he will gladly
Latoria.
give those kids to her. I just don't think that he's that type of guy that would keep Melanie away from those kids unless it was a legitimate neglect reason. And I don't think that
I don't know if he keeps the other kid. That's what I'm saying. Like, why, if he don't want the kid, go get the other kid.
Would cheat on her and have outside baby anyway. So there's a whole lot of things we don't think could happen that obviously do. It's not as easy as we think it is.
Oh, what time is? Okay, we almost got to be done with this one. Okay. What do you think about when Marseau said that he was depressed? And Tish didn't even know about it. Should he? I mean, why doesn't he talk to her about stuff?
I think he said a lot to her, and she's hearing other people, like she admitted. She's hearing all this outside stuff. And he's getting to a point where they've agreed to be on reality TV, but he didn't really think that was going to have to go this deep into every single part of their life. So I think he's intentionally closing off because he doesn't know who it's going to get back to, especially with Tiffany and her little pillow talking husband on the show.
Right.
So let's just be clear.
I agree. I don't think she listens, but she said that she didn't know anything about him being depressed. And Tiffany said, and then I guess we'll leave. She said, if Tish and Marceau's marriage isn't great and I don't think she should have said this, because they don't talk to each other about little issues and big issues. I feel like that was a bold statement.
Yes, that
was a bold statement. I feel like Tiffany
is so inappropriate. I was just like, whoa.
I have to write down stuff she says because I can't believe it.
I'm hot.
I think that. Does anybody have anything else?
I just think that I don't necessarily. I do wonder, is he depressed or scared of failure? When he was talking, I was kind of thinking about what Robin mentions on Potomac. You get when you've lost or didn't have, and here it is, you have all these opportunities, and all you got is time, things happening, and you're kind of afraid that it's going to be snatched from up underneath you.
I mean, your 15 minutes of fame can be gone, or your 15 minutes of good business can be gone in an instant. And so he's trying to just eat it all up at once.
And I can see that. Thinking about things like, I do have a bar that's a cigar bar, but are they coming because I'm actually on TV? Or because what happens if if I have to leave? I can imagine a million things go through their minds. But I do wonder, a man knows whether or not he's depressed, but I do wonder, is it wrapped up in?
Because he said, I don't know what happiness means in a marriage and life, but he said he knew what being content was enough for him. I don't think that his wife wants to hear him say those things.
And that broke my heart when he
I don't know. And he couldn't even profess his love in front of, even just say, I just love you and I'm happy that we made it 15. That's all he had to say. Like, he couldn't even say that at the chapel place. So but to hear him say he's just content and marriage is not, he don't have to be happy. He just want to be, no. But anyway, anything else?
He also could have been a guy who had no ambition. And this stuff just kind of fell in his lap, and you want to get a little
scared of it.
Yeah, I can see that.
Got to the point, because if you had to face what would make you happy, you may hurt some of the people that you love. If you think about that,
because I work 7 days
a
week.
You can say, "Hey, she's enough," or "He's enough." And if you say, now, if I'm happy, that's a whole new different beast.
That's true. I agree.
I may have to drop you if happiness is, and if I'm putting my happiness above everything
else. That's all right. I agree.
Patricia can really. I wish they could talk and get to understanding, because nobody should be with a man that's been depressed for 12 months and didn't
even know. And he said the more he got successful,
that was just heartbreaking.
That broke my heart.
So it's sad for a lot of people going through depression. We talked about it one other time on one of our shows. It's a sad, serious thing, and we don't hear enough about. But
we need to add that to one of our topics.
Need Tiffany and her husband giving advice. Okay.
Well, we're going to piece this out. Listen, y'all stay on. We're going to end this show because we want to just do a separate show for Beverly Hills. We want y'all to stay with us. We'll be right back. We're going to log out of this one and then come back on to Beverly Hills. So give us about 3 minutes, ladies. Y'all think y'all can get in?
Yep.
All right, I'm gonna peace out, and we will see y'all back in about 3 minutes.
Bye, y'all.
All right.